Yeah, so yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Blues Fan TV. I hope you guys are keeping well. Big shout out to everyone that's subscribed to the channel, everyone that is locked in. I just want to say big thanks to you for being part of this family. Like I used to say, I'm just here to do what I love to do, to make sure you guys get as much as that beautiful content that you want to watch. Everything going on in Chelsea, and of course to make sure every fan voice is being heard all over the world. That's the ambition. So big shout out to everyone. So on this one, like you can see, it's gonna be match preview with Casey tonight. Casey is here with me, and we're gonna be discussing every penny about Crystal Palace game tomorrow. So Casey, on to you to introduce yourself to people in the house here.
Yeah. Thank you, first of all, Kashi, for having me on the channel. My name is KC. Some of you might have recognized me. The Esteval for Prime Minister guy. Still
Yeah,
stand by Esteval for Prime Minister, best youngster in the world.
yeah,
And yeah, as Kashi said, we're going to be here talking about the preview to a very big game now. Crystal Palace against Chelsea, as we've seen now in the Premier League, other games in the Premier League. Liverpool have dropped points. They lost today at Bournemouth, and if we win, we go above them in the table, a point above them. And considering how the way we as English clubs overall are doing well in the European leagues, it will most likely be that we'll get an extra spot in the Champions League. So fifth place now looks even more appealing or more attractive for us to end up finishing. So yeah, big win, and it was a big win for Bournemouth, and it was a big result for us because now tomorrow's game, you know, matters, even more now, especially the fact as well with United, they're playing against Arsenal. It's not going to be an easy game for them.
absolutely. Yeah,
Things can go our way. We could end up fourth by the end of tomorrow. So yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, so let's quickly kind of like talk about Palace, then and then we're gonna wrap it up. Coming back to Chelsea, what we've been doing for the past 5 games. But if we want to talk about Palace in the last 5 games, they've been really struggling. They've
yeah,
not won one game in the last 5 games. So their last 5 games, they've played Fulham at home, 1-1 draw.
yeah.
They've played Newcastle away, 2-0
Way,
to Newcastle. They've played Aston Villa at home, 0-0 draw. And
mm,
the most ridiculous one, the most disgraceful one was Macclesfield in the FA Cup, because they are holding the FA Cup. They lost to Macclesfield 2-1.
yeah, I know, I know, I know,
2-1. And the internet was buzzing that day. Like,
I
the
know.
title holder lost to Macclesfield. I think they were in League One or League Two. I
Oh
can't
no,
remember.
National North. So they're not even
Yeah.
conference league, league but flow National North.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
and they
big.
lost to Sunderland in the last game. So, what do you think about Crystal Palace performance? I mean, of course we're playing them tomorrow, but they've been awful. And as well, Maguire moved to Man City. Oliver Glasner saying a lot of things about moving away from Crystal Palace and all these things. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, as you said, the results that you've been talking about, they haven't been good recently. I mean, if you want to talk about the Premier League as well, in the last 5 games, they've lost three and drawn two. And then obviously with the Macclesfield result, and then obviously
yeah,
what's happened off the pitch with obviously, as you said, Glasner leaving, Gay leaving, is, it's a real tough time for Palace right now. And I think there isn't a better time for us to face them than now, because Palace have always been that bogey team. They've always been a team that we've always naturally struggled against, to get a result from. So to play any time, so if there was ever a time to play Palace, it would be now. But with that being said, the Premier League is the best league in the world.
yeah,
And past couple of seasons, we've seen that every single team in the league, whether it be Arsenal to Wolves, to the best team in the league, to the worst team in the league, they can give you a game if you're not careful. I mean, look at Arsenal, for example, against Nottingham Forest. They were supposed to go there and wipe the floor with them, get 3 points and keep it stepping. They didn't get 3 points,
couldn't, couldn't.
So, and we're seeing how the way Wolves are playing now, bar from the result against Man City, they came out and they've been playing well recently. Even West
Yeah,
Ham, who have been awful, were able to get a result against Tottenham. Even today,
three
Burnley were able
one,
to go
3-1 victory, man. Massive
exactly,
3-1
exactly.
victory.
Even 3-1 today against Sunderland.
Yeah,
Even with Burnley, they got a point against Tottenham, and I think in their last game they got a point against Liverpool. So what it shows is every single team can come out. Every single team can come out, and any team can beat us on our best day or on our worst day. So although yes, Palace are in a tough situation, we shouldn't take this game lightly. As I said against Paphos, we have to come in there and play against them like as if we're playing against City, like as if we're playing against Arsenal. We have to be on our A game because Palace are still a good side. The problem with them is they're not scoring enough. I think with them, they're so used to sitting back and defending and attacking on the fast break that when they're facing teams such as Macclesfield, for example, where they're the ones that's supposed to sit back and allow the pressure, and Palace are supposed to play with the front foot forward, they're not able to adapt. So I think it's a case of they're really struggling to find goals. Mateta has been injured and even he has been inconsistent. The signings like Pino, who's supposed to be the Eze replacement, hasn't really adapted well. And I think that's had an effect on the defense, which has always been their strongest part of their game. But
yeah,
it's going to be a tough game either way. Selhurst Park, amazing atmosphere, passionate fans. It's going to be a tough game, but I think if we can come out and play at our best, I don't see why we shouldn't get 3 points against a really struggling Crystal Palace side.
yeah. Like you said, yeah, yeah. I just want to add some few points where like it is Premier League. You can't definitely underrate any football club right here. Like I was kind of looking into the Liverpool game, and I was like, even without Semenyo,
Mm,
Bournemouth can still go all out there to
exactly,
smash Liverpool 3-2, bro. So it
exactly,
says a
exactly,
lot about what Premier League takes, you know.
exactly.
And
This
this is
doesn't.
why, yeah, this is why most of the time I'm filming, because I don't like when we go into games trying to, rest player unnecessarily, where you need to focus on the next game before the next game. Your
Exactly.
next game has to forever be your priority. You know, for
Yeah,
me, I don't buy the ideas of benching players or resting players because you want to win your next game. That next game is never being assured. There's no assurance that those guys that you're resting are gonna win that game for you. So for me, win what you've got at hand, then you start thinking about the next thing. Even if those games brings out injuries, then you know your next game you're going with whatever is available. So today's result was shocking, like you said. Bournemouth, smashing Liverpool at it's crazy. So I do
exactly. And
want
they've
to
been
agree.
struggling themselves.
Yeah,
They've been struggling themselves this season. At the start of the season they were doing really well, but they've really been struggling. They
yeah,
haven't really been able to win. I think that's their third win in like what 16 games, 17 games. So they've really been struggling. And it goes to show again the quality of the Premier League, as you said. We didn't
yeah.
expect that result.
So, but
We thought we
another,
were
yeah. Another thing I'm seeing tomorrow is like Maguire, of course, have been to City, one of their best player, arguably, and I don't think they've
yeah.
played any game recently without him. I think this is gonna be their first game
Yeah.
after he left.
In a long time. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So and now I'm just thinking in my mind that this is a very good opportunity for us to kind of just try and get that 3 points, because tomorrow I'm sure they probably will be going for that same low block, but it's not going to
Yes.
be as strong as when you have Gueye, of course, in that sort of defense. So, but the only problem that I've got tomorrow is that are the wingers, are the attacking players going to turn up? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's as you said, you hit a nail spot on the head. Our players gonna turn up. I think this season has been, although disappointing, to see the likes of Cole Palmer out for long periods of time, and other good players, our other best players as well, Caicedo out from time to time because of suspensions. I think it's good that those players have been out and away
Yeah,
because kind of been able to see who can make it and who can't make it at Chelsea. And it's okay, it's natural. Like Chelsea's a big club, top six club. We're one of the best clubs in the world.
yeah,
And some of these players, tomorrow they have to step it up. You know, time is not their friend. You know, they're running out of time, and as you said, it's not just the wingers. Every single player tomorrow has to turn up. We have to get a win. It is a very, very important game. Like every game is important, but this game with the Bournemouth result is very, very important. Now, as you said, they're going to set up in a low block. Now, ideally, and common sense will tell you, you start Gittins and Esteval as your Gittins and Esteval are your starting wingers because they can break down a low block. They're able to draw defenses in, cause havoc, create space in that low block. But I have a feeling Igbali, the sporting directors, they're gonna persist or keep with Neto and Garnacho on the wings. And for a game like this, those type of wingers cannot win the game against a low block team where they like to play with space. They like to knock the ball forward. They can't really take on a man one on one, break down a man one on one. It's going to be really, really tough to get a win if Garnacho and Neto are starting wingers. So as you said, everyone needs to step up tomorrow. A game like this would rely on good ball playing centre backs as well. So Fofana, I believe, should be starting tomorrow. I highly doubt he will start because he's the type of guy where I think they're trying to, nurse him with due to his injury problems. They're trying to nurse how the way he's playing. So I don't think he'll play a back to back. I think we're going to look. I think it's most likely going to be like a Chalobah and Tosin centre back or a Chalobah and Achimpong centre back, which I think would be really good. I think Achimpong for a game like this would be perfect with his ball carrying abilities, with his ability
Yeah.
to pass the ball forward. Um, but yeah, as you said, we need to come in with the strongest 11 tomorrow. We need to come in with the strongest 11 tomorrow, and hopefully with our strongest 11 we can get the win. So yeah, the starting lineup will determine what type of game we're going to play and what type of
Yeah.
result we're going to get out of it.
We're still coming back to the lineup, but obviously, I just want to pick a point out from what you just said. Achipong, I think is a very good game for him to come into because I could remember in the first leg of this season the way he was able to handle Mateta. I do really
Yeah,
like it because when you look at the height, I think that really helps us a lot in the first leg. He was able to, go head in head with Ateta, and of course he won a lot of his duels and all these things. So I'm also thinking tomorrow, but obviously, it's a new manager with another different perception and all. I don't know if he's gonna see that first game, the first leg in at the bridge as wow. Let me just start this young fella to try and frustrate Mateta, but we just have to wait and see tomorrow. And of course, we're still coming to the lineup in a little bit, but our past, let's say, 5 games with Palace has been difficult. Has
very
been
difficult.
difficult. I think we've only managed to win 2 out of 5. You know, Palace has not beaten us in the last 5 games, but it's been tough. We've drawn 3 and we've managed to win 2. And the last 2 that we won was in 2023. To be honest, we've not won Palace since last season and this season. So, what do you think about this past record? Do you think it's gonna, have an effect on the game tomorrow, or you think it should be an easy win? It shouldn't be something we need to be worried about.
I don't think the past result will have an effect on the game,
Yeah.
but Palace are a good team. Palace are always a team that turns up against big teams. Go and ask City. You think our record is bad against City? I don't think they've beaten them in like the last 3-4 seasons. Um, I lied. Probably not the last 3-4 seasons, but every single time Palace face a big club, whether it be Man City, Liverpool, United, Arsenal, us, they always frustrate us. They always, frustrate us. That's how they are usually. Against the big clubs, they know how to set up. They know how to be disciplined defensively, set up that low block. So I don't think the past results or our past history with Palace will affect the game, but it's how the way again we go into the game because every single time we play Palace, it's a new game. It doesn't matter about records. It doesn't matter about what our past records are saying. It doesn't matter about how the way we played them last time in the first game of the season. First game of the season again, they came out defensively stubborn, kept to their back line,
Yeah.
very, very, very disciplined. But they had Eze,
Eze.
and they
I
stayed
think
there.
Eze was one of the key guys that really
Yeah,
frustrated
he was
us.
fantastic.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
outstanding. And even today in his debut, you're seeing the type of player he is. Against Wolves, he was fantastic. I think he had
yeah,
5 defensive contributions and 4 clearances. and kept a clean sheet in 90 minutes. He's one of
yeah,
the he's England's best centre back right now. So it's gonna be tough though. Like, yes, I know Gay is not there, so it might be a bit easier, but let's still respect Crystal Palace. They're still a good side. They've got Lacroix, who's been one of their best players this season,
yeah.
arguably their best player this season. You can make a case for it. They've got Richards, very rare
Walton,
back.
Walton, and
Got
yeah.
Wharton, who plays in midfield. I'm talking about the centre backs. Lerma can
And I
come with
think
it.
I think Sarr is back as well. I don't know
And
if he's
Sa,
gonna.
exactly. I was even about to say
Yeah.
Sa is back. So,
So
and he's been one of their best players as well. So,
yeah.
Sa being back, the signing of Brennan Johnson, who I think is going to really, I think he's going to be really, really good for
Oh
them.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Brennan
And
Johnson,
I
he's
think he's
also,
gonna be featuring tomorrow. They
yeah,
desperately want to
yeah.
see him to play tomorrow.
Exactly. So it's going to be like that's what I'm saying. Although they're going through a tough time right now,
Mm,
they're not a terrible side. They can
yeah,
still come in and give us, and they can still come in and give us a tough game. And if we're not on it 100%, they can come 100% with 3 points tomorrow. But that is the last thing that we want to be talking about. I
yeah,
honestly do believe with our squad, and I do believe with the talent that we have, we should go there and get 3 points with
yeah.
with ease,
So at
especially how we
Mark, yeah,
start.
at Mark Cousin said the ball is back in our court. To get into that top five spot tomorrow away at Palace, we have to win. Keep the blue flag flying high. Up the Chelsea. At
Exactly.
Mark, I do agree with you. Hopefully, the way you want it, I hope the boys turn up tomorrow. I hope, we get an easy win tomorrow. At least we've got a couple of guys coming in. Yeah, let's talk about, starting lineup tomorrow. Of course, Palmer is back. Uh, there's a room of Lavia is getting fit, but I don't think he's gonna be available
He's
tomorrow.
not going to be available,
Yeah.
and
So
I'll
what
be
what's your prediction XI lineup tomorrow?
I think it's going to be Robert Sanchez in goal. I
Yeah.
think left back is going to be Kukurea. I think the two centre backs. If I have to guess, if I have to think what Rossini is thinking, or again the Gabali and the sporting directors are thinking, I think it's going to be a centre back pairing of Chalobah and Achimpong. I think on the right we're gonna have Gusto. I think in the two DMs, actually sorry, right back we're gonna have James. In the DM spots, in the central midfield spots, we'll have Enzo and Caicedo. I believe in the 10, we'll probably have Palmer in the 10 or on the right because he wants to be playing on the right. On the left, I believe it will be Garnacho. So I think it will be Garnacho on the left. No, Neto on the left, Garnacho on the right, Palmer in the middle. And then I think up top will be João Pedro. I
Yeah.
don't think I don't think Delap has done enough to warrant another start. I don't think he'll start next game. I think
Yeah,
it will.
like we said, we're playing against a team that we're confident, like 98% confidence that they're gonna be showing up with a low block. And I've not seen the lap really turning up in that sort of system, So
Exactly.
I think Joao Pedro will be very, very fit because we know he can always switch around, like
Yeah,
kind of, his mobility is kind of,
he's
special.
good at driving
So
the ball forward as
yeah,
well. That's one
so
of his strengths. So I think that's how they're going to line up. But I think again, if I had it my way, on the left I would have Gittins, and on the right I would have Esteval with Palmer in the 10 and João Pedro at kind of playing it like as a false nine. Because what we need to break down this low block is dribblers and guys that can move the ball quickly.
yeah.
And I think that lineup that I've given my preferred to lineup, they're guys that can break down defenses. They can take their man 1-on-1, and they will be moving the ball quickly. And IQ wise, they know when to pass the ball, when to release the ball, when to keep the ball, when to take a man on, when not to take a man on. So
Yeah, I
that
do agree with you, but in my own opinion, I just feel like we probably might need to do some a little bit of tricky things tomorrow.
yeah,
I just want to keep an eye on when Estival came in against
Paphos.
Paphos,
Yeah,
and Neto went playing like a number 10. But
yeah,
what happened in the game is they looks like they both playing as a right winger.
exactly,
But
exactly.
they try to frustrate, Paphos from that wing, which really worked out. The passes were coming through because if you want to break up a low block, you definitely need like two man on the run. like what
Yeah.
we did to PSG. PSG was not playing a low block, but we outsmart them with two-man run with Gusto and Palmer also, you know, because obviously when the winger is trying to dribble or to go into the box and is playing against a low block, it means two men to one. It's very
Never over.
difficult. But when you
Never
have
over.
two strong players that are trying to, make something happen from the wing, it's very easy to get into the box. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
tomorrow we needed Estival, someone
Yes.
that can
Yes.
run.
Oh,
He can
needed.
run into. He's very confident. He can run into the line, and of course he can try to do something. But yeah, I do agree with you. That's a very strong lineup, especially from the defense line to the midfield, and of course Palmer is back. So let's talk about the prediction. I mean, score prediction for tomorrow.
All right. All right. I mean, I'd love to say 5-0 Chelsea, but obviously that's not going to happen.
Bro,
Uh,
the last time we've scored 5 goals was against West Ham,
West Ham, exactly.
and that
And I
was
mean,
very early of the season.
yeah,
I
and
don't think
and
we've
like I
scored.
said again, for the amount of attacking talent that we have,
Yeah,
we scream that we have the best attacking player in the league in Cole Palmer. He's one of the best attacking players in the league. We've got one of the best youngsters in the world
yeah.
in Esteval. We've got really good quality players. João Pedro Hadway, he started the season off so hot. Only scoring 5 goals. Last time we scored more than 5 goals was against West Ham. I think a team of that talent, we should be scoring 5 goals every game. I mean, not every game, but
At
games
least we need. No,
like
you're not wrong, to be honest. I think Barcelona has went like 5 6 games scoring,
yeah,
double goals, three, four,
yeah,
four. So it's
yeah,
not it's not it's not a new thing when you have the quality, you have the players, the sharp attacking players that are hungry to score goal. They are, it's possible. It's not. I think we've
very
seen we've seen days when Man City always go there and smash 3 4 5 new consecutively in 4 5 games. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
do agree with you. But so what
But
what's your correct
score
score line?
predictions. So the score predictions, I
Yeah,
believe we will start the game off slow because that's just how we are. Is either we
yeah,
start this game off well and then we end it poorly, or we start slow and we end it quite well.
mm.
I think we'll start the game off quite slow because against the low block, again, we're not that good. We're not good against the low block. We don't start quickly against the low block. So I think we'll start off quite slow. I think we'll go into halftime it being 0-0. And I think they'll turn it up. They'll realize, okay, I think a couple of tactical changes by Rossignol. That's one thing I'll actually give to him. Um, he's a very very proactive manager. If something ain't working, he's going to change it up. He won't like sit there and allow the system to, keep on going if it ain't working. Like that was one of the biggest criticisms I had for Maresca, and I was a very big Maresca fan. It was very, very rare that he changed up the system. He will change the players, but not change the system. With Rossignol, if he knows something ain't working, he's gonna make a couple of in-game tactics switches, and the team plays a lot better after those tactical changes. So I think he'll make some tactical changes, make some substitutions, and I think we'll come away with a 1-0 win. I think we'll score quite late into the second half. I think
yeah.
we'll win
That's
at
that's a good that's a good prediction though. But in my own opinion, I think it's been a long time we've been on a way without conceding goals.
yeah,
So I'm gonna look it in that way that tomorrow we probably will be conceding, and that's why I
yeah,
feel like I feel like we're gonna be like, you know, uh, 2-0 up, and Palace is gonna have one consolidation goal, of course, because obviously we always concede away. So I think
exactly.
2-1 Chelsea tomorrow. I
Yeah,
think Palmer on the score line, on the score sheet, and of course, I'm seeing probably Estival coming in and scoring a goal as well. Let's just before we go, let's quickly just wrap up this rumors that Cole Palmer is going to Manchester from Ahmad Tijani. Uh,
it's not happening. It's a rumor, and what they were saying was he's homesick. Now, if he's homesick, I can understand. But wouldn't he not be wanting to force a move to City, not United? Because
no,
United is
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know you're
yeah.
you're playing for a
Chelsea.
club that is has a project, and at the end of the day, let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. The project is coming. it's slowly coming into fruition. Like we've had moments of brilliance within the project. You know, let's not lie. Like the Club World Cup, the
Conference League,
Conference League, the top four finishes,
qualifying for Champions
Champions League.
League. Yeah,
Exactly. Even in the Champions League, we're eighth. You know,
we're eighth.
like
Yeah,
we're
so
literally automatic qualification.
yeah, and he's playing week in week out when he's
And you're
available.
playing week in, week out.
So
You're the guy. You're
yeah,
literally the guy
top
on
guy.
that team. This is
Yeah,
your team. You know, no one can tell you no different. You're not like the second or third. No, you're the guy on the team. So why would you want to leave that role and go to a United side where okay they're above us in the league table, but they've got no plan, no direction, no vision. You know, last year they finished 15th, lost the Europa League finals to Tottenham, for goodness sake. I mean, it just wouldn't make sense. The only reason why it would make sense is because he's a United fan. But at the
mm,
end of the day, you are a player. He seems like a player that wants to win. He doesn't seem
yeah,
like a player that really chases the money. He doesn't really seem like a player who wants to chase the bag. So I'll be very, very surprised if it comes out that he does want to go to United and he's forced to move to United. I'll be very, very surprised. But I
yeah,
think
like
the
yeah, because
rumors
I do agree with you because
are
of
rubbish.
course on
Absolute
another
rubbish.
looking at another perspective, United hasn't got a manager. They've only got someone an interim manager. How can
Mm.
I don't think it's a realistic project for Cole Palmer. So I've spoken to quite a few people, and I do want to agree that it's just like, fallacy, rumor. I think United fans are just trying to cook this just to kind of,
Yeah,
put things up.
yeah.
Uh,
I just don't. True, I can't see that.
Big up Yasir TV. I don't know. Did you know Yasir? Did you know this guy?
No, no, no.
Oh yeah, he's one of those big Chelsea fan as well. Yeah,
Well,
he's come up on this channel as well one time ago. So big up Yashiro, thank you very much. So guys, thank you very much for joining the live stream, our match preview. We want to make it very short so that you guys can enjoy it. And of course, if you are not on the live stream and you want to catch up later, of course, it's gonna be there, it's gonna pop up. So thank you very much for joining us. Ahmad Tijani, one of those guys are top guys on this channel. So thank you so much everyone for joining me at KC on this match preview. If you have anything to say, please drop it on the comment. We'll come back to it, and of course we can reach out and chat about it later. So hopefully tomorrow is gonna be another big win for us. Up the Chelsea. We'll see you on to the
sure.
next one. Peace and love.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Cheers.